2025 preseason NFL power rankings. Let's get all up in it. Yeah, I know, man. I'm a little late. The season is literally about to start in 2 hours, but I've had this written. Let's go. I'm a busy man. Number 32, New Orleans Saints. Alvin Kamara, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, even Brandon Cooks is back. Why do I have the Saints ranked as my worst team, number 32 out of 32 teams? Maybe it's because Derek Carr has retired. Maybe because the Saints just named Spencer Rattler as their starting quarterback. And this really is such a shame for Saints fans because I know so many Saints fans and they're great fans, all right? One of the better fan bases in the NFL. So they don't really deserve this. It kind of sucks. It's just such a shitty spot. It's just shitty. I understand why Derek Carr did what he did. He didn't want to steal money from the Saints. I get it. I have a lot of respect for it. Like, what? Good on you, bruh. But man, I mean, literally the only thing positive I can say about the New Orleans Saints right now is the fact that they got a guy on their team named Kool-Aid. Who dat? Number 31, Tennessee Titans. I love this. I love this because they are going to be terrible, and that makes me happy in the face. God, I hate the Titans, man. Mayo Coffee Boy, Will Levis, finally out of there. Out of there. Should have been out of there. Titans draft Cam Ward, number 1 overall pick, as if that's going to help. Actually, I don't know, man. Maybe I shouldn't be so judgy. I mean, they brought in Tyler Lockett. Calvin Ridley is still there. Tony Pollard is not terrible. I mean, he's not great, but I mean, I could probably name a handful of running backs that actually are RB1 on real teams who are not as good as Tony Pollard. The Titans went and upgraded their offensive line a little bit too, so I mean, maybe there's some potential there, man. They won. Hey, instead of winning 2 or 3 games, maybe they win 4. I mean, that's gonna make me real sad. The Titans. Number 30, Cleveland Browns. Out is Nick Chubb. In is rookie Quinshon Judkins. Jerkins. You know that guy. Quinshon Judkins. Many people think this is an upgrade. I mean, I do as well, given that, like, Nick Chubb, like, was always hurt. But to bank on a rookie running back is usually tough, right? So to think that this guy is going to be the focal point of their offense, Look, Jerry Jeudy had a nice year last year. Cedric Tillman, he played pretty well. David Njoku, I forgot about him. Dude's been solid for years. But who's throwing the ball to these players? Oh, that's right. Joe Flacco was named the starter. He's finna start his 34th NFL season. And they drafted 2 freaking quarterbacks. And I'm not even gonna mention them. I'm not even gonna speak his name. But hey, Myles Garrett is back, so I mean, there's that. Number 29. New Jersey Giants. Man, what a preseason they had, man. Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, with quirky-ass Jameis Winston, rookie Jackson Dart, hanging out with Tommy Cutlets. Listen, if I wasn't a Bills fan, I would have been all on board with the New Jersey Giants being on Hard Knocks, because that shit would have been entertaining. So Russell Wilson is the starting quarterback. Jackson Dart is going to learn. I like Jackson Dart, man. He reminds me of Josh Allen, and he's going into a system that's ran by Brian Daboll, the guy who pretty much elevated Josh Allen to what he is. I like it. And I like the Giants. I have them low here because, I mean, they're not there yet. They're not there yet. Their defensive line, though, bro, is going to be one of the best in football. Watch out for them. But this team ain't making the playoffs. I think everyone knows that. Number 28. Jacksonville Jaguars. Trash, garbage, junk, basura, filth, muck, Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence. Sorry, I know it feels like I have Tourette's, but like it's hard for me not to just scream all that shit right there. All of that, those were all synonyms. Yeah, I can't with this team. The best thing I can say about the Jaguars is the fact that they have a running back named Tank Bigsby. And honestly, how could you find a better football name than Tank Bigsby? Moving on. Number 27. Indianapolis Colts. This is going to be a long calendar year for the city of Indianapolis. First, the Pacers go to the finals and lose. I mean, it was exciting, but they still got there and lost. And now the Colts are just going to shit up the bed. Anthony Richardson, like, how are they still giving this dude a shot? I know that they named Daniel Jones the starter. The narrative behind that is the fact that Anthony Richardson got hurt. Had he not gotten hurt, Would they name Daniel Jones the starter? I don't know. Did he really get hurt? Or are they just saying that to like not bruise his ego and cause controversy? I don't know. Last year he quit on his team. Maybe his team is quitting on him now. Danny Dimes should have been the starter. Either way, if you watched any of my videos for the last couple of years, you know that I never shit on Daniel Jones. I always gave him more credit than anyone else did. I'd love to think the fact that the Colts actually chose Daniel Jones over Anthony Richardson, maybe that would wake Anthony Richardson up, similar like what the Panthers did with Bryce Young, but something also tells me that I don't think this guy gives a shit. I think he needs to go. It's such a shame, man. One of my best friends is a Colts fan, and so I subliminally root for the Colts, and they have a lot of friggin' like Hall of Fame talent out there, man. I mean, you got Quentin Nelson out there, you got DeForest Buckner, Zaire Franklin, Nick Cross, Shavarius Ward. Yes, I was reading that. That's why I was looking at all this talent to literally lose 12 games this year. It's a shame. Number 26, Las Vegas Raiders. So here's the thing. Like, I understand Brock Bowers broke records last year as a tight end, but let's be honest, right? Who else were they going to throw the ball to last year? And it may be the same thing this year, right? Like, Geno Smith is in the house now, right? Who's he going to throw the ball to? You have Brock Bowers. Then you have, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, Jack Beck. It really is a shame, though, because the Raiders went out and drafted Ashton Genty, and he's going to have a monster year. He's going to have a monster career, but he's going to suffer this year because their offense is just straight booty. Number 25, the New Jersey Jets. For fuck's sake, I hate this team. I hate the Jets so much, man. I always have. I always will. But I do have a dilemma when it comes to the Jets. Justin Fields is top 5, one of my favorite players in the NFL. Love this dude. Followed him when he was on a quarterback show on Netflix when he was in high school. Followed him through college. Was excited when he came into the NFL. And now he's on the fucking Jets, man. So how do I handle this? Do I still root for him or fuck him because he's on the Jets? The Jets are such a weird team to me because they have players that are either elite status or absolute trash. Right? Like Garrett Wilson, I'm not saying he's elite, but he's elite status, right? He's approaching there, right? He's better than average, right? But then you got Alan Lazard. Remember Josh Reynolds? He still plays. He's in New Jersey now. Breece Hall, man, I loved him in college. I wanted the Bills to draft him. You're probably tired of hearing me say that because I say that all the time since he was a rookie. But he's on the decline, man. I don't know what happened there, man, but he's not what he was his rookie. Braylon Allen, though, let me tell you. That dude. Defensively, Quinnen Williams is elite. Elite, everybody knows that. But the rest of the front seven? And then you have Sauce Gardner, all right? Everybody raves about how he's elite, right? He's it. He's the QB, okay? I don't watch him enough because I'm too busy watching the Buffalo Bills win football games. The only time I see Sauce Gardner play is when he is in Orchard Park or when the Bills go to New Jersey, right? And every time the Bills play the Jets, this motherfucker gets burned. So I don't see the hype. I believe it's there. All right, obviously everyone else thinks he's fantastic, but I don't see it because whenever the Bills play him, he looks like I'm sure he's good. I'm sure he's good, just not when he plays the big boys in Buffalo. Number 24, Miami Dolphins. I got questions. What kind of season will Tyreek Hill have? What week will Tua turn the ball over, have his first concussion, his second concussion, his third concussion, fourth concussion? And finally, when will people realize that they are probably the most overrated team in football? Now, more recently, over the last couple of weeks, I see them dropping in power rankings, right? But last year, earlier this year, they're the team that's going to take over the throne, the Buffalo Bills. I don't see it. What I do see is Tyreek Hill constantly going on social media and podcasts talking shit about Bills Mafia, talking shit about the Buffalo Bills. Listen, bro, jealousy is a motherfucker, all right? Are you mad that you don't play in Buffalo? Are you mad that you made a dumbass decision to leave Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and the Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs? What are you mad about, bro? You left Kansas City for money, so go swim in your money. Go swim in your money and shh. Number 23, Arizona Cardinals. I don't really have much to say about the Cardinals. They're becoming like my Chicago Bears of 2025, like the irrelevant team that I keep forgetting about and I've got nothing to say about. I don't think Kyler Murray made the right decision. The motherfucker should have went and played baseball. He was going to be the shortstop for the Oakland A's. Look, James Conner, he's serviceable, right? He always gets drafted in fantasy leagues. He's going to get his touches and stuff like that, but he's like the definition of backstage, right? Like when you're thinking about running backs, like elite or even like mid running backs, you never think about James Conner. In fact, when I got ready for my fantasy league, I could not believe that this dude still played football. Marvin Harrison looks fantastic. Put on a bunch of muscle, looking all buff and shit like that. But what is that? What, is that translating into like touchdowns and shit? I mean, he's going to get his targets. I mean, who else is Cali going to throw the ball to? Michael Wilson or Dortch? I mean, Trey McBride is there. Obviously, he's a really nice player. He's probably their stud, right? I get it. But, like, DBs are going to cover Harrison. I don't know what the Cardinals... Go somewhere. Number 22. Chicago Bears. Speaking of which. All right. Bears overhauled their offensive line. They're trying to get protection for their franchise quarterback, Caleb Williams. Maybe it had something to do with the 68 sacks they had last year. Nah, Caleb Williams. I love that he struggled last year. I don't even know why. I'm not even that big of a college fan to where I like watched him in college and hated him, but just like the hype that came out about him and like the comments that he made, social media like played him out to be like this villain, and I bought into it, all right? Maybe I was wrong, maybe I shouldn't have, but I bought into it and I wanted him to fail. And fail he did. He's got weapons though. I mean, DJ Moore is like a legit wide receiver one, right? 2 tight ends that could be Pro Bowlers, but their run game, DeAndre Swift. Come on, man. That dude still plays football. He still plays. No, I'm not kidding. He plays football. He does. Bears will have a better year than last year. Caleb will play better than he did last year, but they're still irrelevant, man. Especially in the division that they play in. Number 21. New England Patriots. Man, there's a lot of hype surrounding this Drake May dude. I'm not sure where it's stemming from. I'm not sure I see it. Is it because of his numbers from last year? Because he had decent numbers? I mean, he made the Pro Bowl, but I mean, come on, like, that ain't a thing anymore. But, like, his numbers would make sense if he had decent numbers. Look, when you're losing 38-10, it makes sense that your quarterback has a lot of yards. Ask Dak Prescott, he'll tell you. Maybe he'll be all right. Maybe he'll be good. But I don't see it just quite yet. I will say this, though, and this pains me. As a Michigan Wolverines fan, this pains me. I really, really, really like Travion Henderson. Yeah, shit. And this is on the internet for everyone to see. Defensively, they bulked up, man. They're going to be better on defense, right? But they're going to win some games against the Jets and the Dolphins. They still got to get past the Bills, and I don't think that they're ready yet. Well, I think they're going to finish second in the division, but Number 20. Atlanta Falcons. It is time. It is Michael Penix time. All right. I liked Michael Penix in college, man, in Washington. There's something about watching a left-hander throw the ball, man. Boomer Esiason, Mike Vick. I love it, except Tim Tebow. But every left-handed quarterback throws the ball, and I just smile when I see it on the screen. Look, he's got weapons. He's got Darnell Mooney. He's got Drake London. I'm gonna get criticized for saying this, but he's got Kyle Pitts. Dude has Bijan Robinson in his backfield. I mean, Michael Penix is primed. He is primed. He is given the tools to do what he needs to do to win some football games. On top of that, the Falcons play in the shit division. That's what you just call it. It's not the NFC South. It's the shit division. And them going out and beefing up their defensive line and the pass rushers, yeah, man. Falcons. I still got them pretty low, but they're going to be a better team. Number 19. Carolina Panthers. I literally just got done saying the shit division, right? Meanwhile, the Bucs are decent, all right? I got the Falcons saying I'm being a hypocrite, all right? I'm making myself look stupid, right? Especially with what I'm about to say. Don't sleep on the Carolina Panthers this year. I don't know why they are one of my sleeper teams. Every year I have a team that I take under my wing, and I'm like, this team I'm going to subliminally root for. And this year it's the Carolina Panthers. I don't know why, but I think that Bryce Young got a wake-up call last year by getting benched, and I think he's going to have a decent year this year. Xavier Legette is going to be a Pro Bowler this year, man. Man. Number 18. The Dallas Cowboys. Every single year when I make these rankings, I always have them ranked so high. Higher than they should be. And people make fun of me. I defend the Cowboys to everybody that listens. I don't know why. I can't stand Cowboy fans. I can't stand them. They're delusional. They think every year is this year. It's a meme. Everybody knows about Cowboy fans, right? Oh, you guys just hate us because you hate us. No, we hate you because you don't shut the fuck up, all right? Nobody hates the Cowboys. No one hates the only people that hate the Cowboys are Giants fans, Eagles fans, and Commanders fans. No one else hates the Cowboys. You know what they hate? They hate Cowboy fans. Because Cowboy fans are just... George Pickens. All right, that's a nice pickup, right? But living here in DFW and listening to all the radio shows and listening to all the homers and stuff like that, you think that George Pickens is like Jerry freaking Rice, okay? George Pickens is nice. He ain't like that, bro. Calm down. The Cowboys' run game this year is Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams from the Broncos. Now, I like Javonte Williams, right? But like, he's not supposed to be RB1, right? Dak is Dak. I can't get into Dak because I'm gonna hurt people's feelings. But Dak is Dak, okay? I'm not going to speak anything about Micah Parsons. We'll just leave it at that. But the Cowboys are going back. I mean, there was memes many years ago that the Cowboys were always 8-8, right? August 8th. Every August 8th, you'd be like, Happy Cowboys Day, because it was 8-8, right? But now they play 17 games. So now you can go either way, either 9-8 or 8-7, or 8-9. I'm going 8-9, okay? I think they're going to be good enough to, like, compete in some games because their offense is okay. But defensively, But I have a fun fact about the Dallas Cowboys. Let me tell you a little story here, right? And it's Buffalo Bills related. I know I'm a Bills fan, and it's probably aggravating that I always talk about them, but the Bills drafted a player a few years back, right? And he was the first round pick, and he was supposed to be it, all right, the DB. And he was just terrible, okay? He got hurt all the time, and when he was healthy, he just got burned all the time. Awful, okay? Last year, he was a healthy scratch 4 or 5 games, and Sean McDermott was on record as saying, you have to earn your spot in the NFL. You have to earn your roster spot. He was so bad in practice that they would make him a healthy scratch. I didn't know they did that in football. It was just a hockey thing, okay? Healthy scratch. So, AFC Championship game, Christian Benford gets hurt. This dude has to come in, forced to come in because they don't have bodies, okay? Immediately, burned, touchdown, pass interference, touchdown, burned, awful. For sure, this motherfucker's never playing in Buffalo ever again. He received death threats because people are fucking crazy, right? People were putting for sale signs on his house lawn because they wanted him out of Buffalo. Just that terrible. Cut him, lose the salary, mess up your salary cap, just get him out of Buffalo, right? Bills traded him to the Dallas Cowboys for some draft picks. Enjoy Arlington, Kaiir Elam. You gotta love the Cowboys, man. Number 17, Seattle Seahawks. So the Seattle Seahawks parted ways with the failed Jets quarterback turned Pro Bowler in Geno Smith. And they brought in failed Jets quarterback turned Pro Bowler Sam Darnold. That's just more proof that the Jets are just an awful franchise. Is Sam Darnold the quarterback that can take a team to the playoffs? Well, he did it last year. I mean, he did it with some pretty badass weapons, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. But guess what? In Seattle, he's got, Smith and Jigba. He's got Cooper Kupp. He could very well do it in Seattle like he did it in Minnesota. And shit, who knows? If he struggles, I mean, the Seattle, says, hey, screw the season, and they bring in Jalen Milroe and see what he can do. Number 16, Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, seriously, like, complete 180. Like, their offense last year was like Russell Wilson and like George Pickens, and like now it's like Aaron Rodgers and like DK Metcalf. Man, I think Steelers, I think defense. You think TJ Watt, you think Cameron Hayward, you think Troy Polamalu back in the day, right? You think defense, right? When you think the Steelers. Now all of a sudden you're kind of forced to think offense. The defense is still there, but you see Steelers now and you see what is Aaron Rodgers going to do. People forget the Steelers were terrible. They were terrible. They lost the last 4 games of the year. Russell Wilson was awful. I think they were averaging like 8 yards per game in the last 4 games of the year, but they still made the playoffs. It was absolutely insane. Listen, the Steelers added to their defense, like their already fantastic defense. They brought in Darius Slay. They drafted some rookies, like they're going to be good on defense again. My concern with the Steelers is that they play in the NFC North, and between them, the Bengals, the Ravens, and the Browns, they're going to be involved in, because we all know that the AFC North division, man, they don't play games. They fucking brawl. So they're just going to get their asses whooped physically. Number 15, San Francisco 49ers. I had the Niners ranked at number 2 in my preseason of last year. Like, that's how much I feel that they've dropped off. However, it's that reason alone that I didn't want them to drop too much that I have them at least here at 15, because I'd really like to have them a lot lower. Man, there is a lot of lost pieces here in San Francisco, man. Greenlawn, Debo, Hufanga, Leonard Floyd, Jamar Hargrave, Malik Collins, deuces. They're all gone. Offensively, I don't think Brock Purdy is good enough, and I know everybody just keeps on doubting this man, and he keeps on showing up. But I don't think he's good enough to run an offense without weapons like Debo, right? Ayuk is going to be hurt, right? So we're talking about Pearsall and Jawan Jennings. I don't think he's good enough to work with that. Yes, CMC is there, but CMC is going to get hurt. He always gets hurt. And even if he is healthy all throughout the entire season, is he that valuable that this team can actually make a Super Bowl run? I don't think so. I really don't. Number 14, Houston Texans. CJ Stroud went through, he was the definition of sophomore slump, right? He doubled his interceptions. He kept getting sacked, and I know that's not his fault, but that makes sense though when the Texans traded away arguably one of the best linemen in football in Tunsil. But the real story in Houston and why I have them ranked so high is that defense, man. They've got one of the best secondaries ever. When you think Houston Texans, much like the Steelers, you think defense. You think the Texans, you think offense. But I don't know, man. I think that this year the narrative around Houston is going to be their defense. I think a lot of people think that. It's just very strange because you don't think of Houston like that. But Houston's going to be damn good. And let's be honest, who in the division is going to take that from them? Honestly. Number 13, Los Angeles Chargers. So last year was Jim Harbaugh's first year in the NFL, or back in the NFL, with the Chargers, and he brought his style. Run the ball, play defense. Last season, his run game was operated by two former Ravens, right? J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, probably through the influence of his brother John Harbaugh. But this year in 2025, neither of those guys are here. Neither of them. Instead, this year they drafted Marion Hampton, and they bring in Najee Harris from Pittsburgh, which you never know what you're going to get with Najee, man. 1 year the dude's elite, and the next year he's got. And if you didn't catch that word was got. I don't know, man. Hampton might be good, but it's really hard to trust a rookie running back if their name is not Saquon Barkley. Justin Herbert has been surrounded with hype since he's been drafted in the league, and honestly, up until now, he's Phillip Rivers 2.0, man. The Chargers are going to fight for a wild card spot this year because they're not touching the two teams ahead of them in their division. But, man, I don't know. I think Chargers, emptiness. I don't know. There's something about this team. It's just, missing. It's like when you cook something, you forget to put salt in it. I don't know. Number 12, Green Bay Packers. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not sold on this team. I wasn't last year. I'm not this year. I won't be next year either. Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, I understand Matthew Golden, but he's a rookie. I don't know, man. I'm not on the hype train of Jordan Love, right? Everybody went from Favre to Rodgers to Love. I don't agree. Is Jordan Love good? Yeah, he's a decent quarterback. Yeah, 100%. But stop anointing him the next Packer legend, man. Why? Because he beat the Cowboys in the playoffs 2 years ago? Who doesn't beat the Cowboys in the playoffs? Come on, bruh. I say all this, and I still have them ranked at number 12. Number 11, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hassan Reddick is a nice pickup for Tampa Bay's defense, right? They drafted a couple of pass rushers as well. I mean, look, this team is going to go where their offense takes them, okay? And I'm not going to lie, I used to bitch about it all the time. If you've been watching my videos for years, you know I hated Baker Mayfield and his dumb-ass commercials. I think the commercials is what made me hate him the way I hated him, right? But I don't mind him anymore. In fact, I think he's probably part of one of the best, if not the best quarterback class ever with Lamar, with Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, and Baker Mayfield. That's hard to deny. Dude has Mike Evans. He's got 87 straight years of 1,000 yards. Chris Godwin, I know, is hurt, right? But they brought in the dude from Ohio State, and I'm not going to speak his name because, fuck the Buckeyes. Plus, it's really not hard to turn around and hand the ball to Bucky Irvin, right? Look, I don't love the Bucs, but they've won the division the last couple of years. They're probably going to do it again. Their offense is high-flying. They're going to be decent, but I don't get the feels. I don't get the feels for the Bucs right here when I think about them. Number 10, Minnesota Vikings. Vikings went ahead and overhauled their offensive line. I remember as a fan, I was like, why are you drafting an offensive lineman in the draft? Get somebody exciting, right? But now as an adult and understanding football more, yeah, man. Yeah, beef up that line because that's where you win fucking championships, man. Good offensive line. Ask the Chiefs. Ask the Chiefs why they lost the Super Bowl last year. And at the end of the day, they still got a guy over there. What's his name? Jimmy Jones or Jamie Jackson or Justin Jefferson. That guy. Yeah, they still have him. Now, J.J. McCarthy has not played significant snaps just yet. He played a handful of snaps last year, in blowout games and stuff. But, like, you don't know what you're going to get from him. And as a Michigan fan, I want him to do well. I really do. But, like, it's still a question mark at the moment. But fuck, if Sam Darnold can do it, right? A fun fact that I love about the Vikings, man, they're playmakers. Like, they're receivers and they're running backs, right? Everybody has a J. Justin Jefferson, right? J.J. McCarthy. Aaron Jones, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson. Even their fullback's name is C.J. Ham. What is it? What is it? Number 9, Washington Commanders. Obviously, Jaden Daniels is the story here, right? The entire success or failure of this team in 2025 revolves around a gentleman named Jaden Daniels. As a rookie, he unexpectedly took the Commanders to the NFC Championship game. Like, seriously? Dude went into Detroit, where the Lions weren't supposed to lose a game ever, and whoop that ass. That's what we call impressive, sir. So they go out, they trade for Laramie Tunsil, one of the best linemen in football. I mean, like, they're trying to protect their asset. Good on you. Remember in the 90s when the Redskins offensive line were called the Hogs? Well, deja vu incoming. You got some question marks. What's Debo going to give your team, right? Like, is he on the decline, or were the Niners not using him right? Is he really, like, super fat, like these pictures are saying? Like, who knows? Will Jaden Daniels suffer from the sophomore slump? Because if so, then this team, yeah, we'll see in 2026. But if he's legit, this team's doing things. Number 8, Cincinnati Bengals. So the Bengals really didn't do anything this offseason except for pay $1 billion to their receivers T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Thought for sure that they were going to let Trey Hendrickson go, but of course they signed him a couple days ago. Look, defensively, the Bengals are not good, right? Their offensive line, not so good. But as a fan of a team that also plays in the AFC, I will tell you something. I'm going to trust that we keep it between you and I, because I don't want anybody knowing about this shit. But Joe Burrow connected with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins scares the shit out of me. Like, I want nothing to do with the Bengals, all right? We play them this year. I want nothing to do with the Bengals. I will tell you that last year had the Bengals snuck into the playoffs, okay? The Chiefs, whatever. The Chiefs sat their starters for Week 18 against the Broncos, and the Broncos got into the playoffs. Had they not done that, the Bengals get in, and they whoop the Bills' ass in the playoffs because they are a scary fucking team, and I want nothing to do with them. Nothing to do with them, okay? So here's the hope that their defense is just trash like we all think it is. The Bengals are going to win games like 56-49. Like that's what's going to happen. They're also going to lose games 48-44, right? But I want nothing to do with this team. Nothing. Number 7, the Denver Broncos. God, I love this team. I don't know why. And I shouldn't say it. And they're an AFC team, and I shouldn't. But I love this team. Bo Nix is my favorite NFL player whose name is not Josh Allen. I said it. It's on record. They went out and drafted somebody for the secondary and got the dude from the Niners, upgrading their like legit number 1 defense to even better. Like how do you even get better? Like, what? I have the Broncos in my top 10 because they are going to battle the Chiefs for the division, all right? I actually think that the Broncos are going to win that division, but I can't sit there and say that in stone because it's the Chiefs, you know what I'm saying? But I've got them. I think the Broncos are going to do some shit this year. Yeah, I think the Denver Broncos are back, sir. Number 6, Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, I said what I said. I'm not a hater, all right? Yeah, well, yes, I am, but that's not why I have him at 6. Rashee Rice is suspended for the first couple of games. Hollywood Brown is back cool. Travis Kelce just got engaged. Is he really focused on football? He's also 7 years old. Pacheco's a beast. He runs like a bowling ball. I get it. And not for nothing, but their defense is, as long as Steve Spagnuolo is there, you could put anybody out there. You could put out friggin' Shaggy. You could put out friggin' Walter White from Breaking Bad. It doesn't matter who's out there on defense. As long as Spags is there, that defense is going to be solid. That's why I got them at 6. But they are not the best team in the AFC. They weren't last year. They're not this year. And they sure as shit won't be next year. The reign has ended. Number 5. Detroit Lions. Detroit? There's been some talk that Jahmyr Gibbs last year, his season was a fluke. To me, he's the most pivotal player on this team, all right? Jared Goff, there's all this narrative, is he elite? Is he not? Is he just with the right system? He's got the players surrounding him? All that is true. All that is valid. But Jahmyr Gibbs is going to determine whether this team is going back to where it was last year or if they're just going to be a mediocre team, which I don't think they could possibly do. Last season, their defense was just decimated by injuries, right? They're all healthy. They're all back. So, the Lions defense might be, a pivotal point here. The Lions are also playing in a tough division. They got to play the Vikings twice. They got to play the Packers twice. They got to play the Bears twice. Now, I'm not saying that the Bears are good, but it's a division game, right? If their defense can stay healthy, and if their offense can do it 75% of what they did last year, I think that they get to the NFC Championship game. Number 4. Baltimore Ravens. Yeah. I know. Everyone has them as the best team in the AFC. They're dethroning the Chiefs. I get it, right? Look, man, they're not. I'm not disagreeing, all right? They're a solid fucking team. They're probably the roster on paper. They are by far the best team. I get it, right? They beefed up that already stout defense. They drafted and I get it. You got Derrick Henry, a Hall of Famer, Lamar, 2-time MVP, Lamar Jackson. I get it. But the same thing that people say about the Buffalo Bills is they can't get past the Chiefs. Have you noticed? The Ravens can't get past the Buffalo Bills. That's twice now the Bills have beaten them in the playoffs. So until they beat the Bills, I know I'm being a hypocrite because how do I have the Bills above the Chiefs? But I like the Ravens, all right? I don't hate the Ravens. I think the Ravens are going to be fantastic. I just think that there's 3 teams better than them. Sidebar. Watch for Mark Andrews to have an amazing, legit, top 2 tight end season this year to make up for his dropped 2-point conversion last year. Remember where you heard it. Number 3. Los Angeles Rams. The Rams were sneaky good last year. I went to Los Angeles to see the Bills play the Rams last year in what was probably the game of the year. And I didn't realize how friggin' good the Rams were because at the point of that game, I think the Rams were 6-5, right? Matthew Stafford is a question mark, right? Is his back going to hold up and all this? I get all that, right? But, their defense is young. Their defense is fast. Their defense is unknown. And then you add to the mix that they added Devontae Adams to Puka Nacua with Kyron Williams and Matthew Stafford. What? This team's going to the Super Bowl. If everyone stays healthy, this team is going to the Super Bowl. All right? Go back, watch this video, come playoff time, and you'll see that I said this team is going to the Super Bowl so long as everyone stays healthy. Rams, best team in the NFC. Why don't I have them ranked number 1? It's a respect thing. You know. Number 2, the Buffalo Bills. I'm biased. I know. I get it. But I'm about to make some valid points. Some really, really valid points. Bills kryptonite. 2 things. Obviously, the Chiefs in the playoffs, okay? Other than that, a friend of mine actually just texted me the other day talking about how the Bills' defense disappears in the playoffs. Josh Allen statistically is the best quarterback in playoff history, but their defense is probably the worst in defense in history. Josh Allen can't get to the Super Bowl, and you see all these things about Sean McDermott drops the ball, the defensive coordinator drops the ball, tight ends drop the ball, right? Josh Allen is doing what he needs to do. Other portions are failing, including their defense. Their defense in the playoffs is terrible. So what did the Bills do this offseason? They attacked their defense. Michael Hoyt from the Rams, Larry Ogunjobi from the Steelers, Joey Bosa from the Chargers. 3 of their first 5 picks were defensive linemen. They re-signed and gave an extension to Greg Rousseau. Ed Oliver's there, AJ Epinesa. Their defensive line is ridiculously stacked with monsters right now, with the sole purpose of getting after Patrick Mahomes. The Bills watched that Super Bowl, watched what the Eagles did to the Chiefs, took fucking notes, and put a plan in action, and we're about to see that plan in action unfold. If you watch the draft, every guy in the first round that was drafted, as he's walking from the green room up to the stage, there was a dude bouncing around with energy, high vet, dabbing everybody up. That was the Bills' first round pick. That's the energy that dude is about to bring to Orchard Park, and I am here for it. Granted, he's hurt. He's starting the season on the injured reserve. But watch the name, Maxwell Hairston. Much like Travis Kelce, you don't know what's going to happen because he got engaged to Tay-Tay. Josh Allen got married. Haley Steinfeld, right? He's married now. Now, is that going to change his focus? If you watched Hard Knocks this season, they did a section on the last episode with Josh Allen that had me in my fucking feels. I'm not going to lie. I choked up. I teared up because he did something I've been doing for fucking literal decades. I sit there. Sometimes when I can't go to sleep, I'm trying to just think about things to relax my mind and shut down and fall asleep. And sometimes I just think about what it would be like for the Buffalo Bills to win the Super Bowl. And in this section, they asked him, can you see it? Can you see the Bills winning the Super Bowl? And this motherfucker, a quarterback who gets paid millions, literal millions of dollars per year, welled up and said that he saw it. He saw the parade. He saw walking up the stairs. And he did exactly what I've been doing as a fan. And it let me know, not that I didn't know already, that this humble motherfucker is here for it. He's here for it. He's here for the city. He's not here for the fucking money. He's not Tyreek Hill. He's here to win and bring a fucking championship to this city and their fan base. How do you not love this guy? Bills ran the Super Bowl. Go Bills. Number 1, Philadelphia Eagles. It's a respect thing. They're the reigning champs. How do you not have them number 1? They have to be there. I can't put anybody else there. They lost Josh Sweat. They lost Brandon Graham, Darius Slay, CJ Gardner. They're all gone. They drafted well. They drafted a lot of players to put in their linebacking core. Defensively, they're obviously going to take a step back, but that's not saying much because they had such a fucking legit defense last year. Saquon Barkley has just been known to be hurt all the time while playing in New Jersey, right? That was their offensive line. That's what you hear and stuff like that. But he was healthy last year, okay? Can he do that again this year? Can he have back-to-back seasons where he is healthy and playing every single game? Because if so, who's stopping this team? Who's stopping this team? Saquon has been a beast since Penn State, all right? He's scary good. A generational talent that is basically unstoppable. You got to have him at number 1. You have to. Do I think they're the best team in football? I don't. Do I think they're the best team in the NFC? I don't. But they got to be number 1. All right, that's it. So we'll see you next week. Where I'll recap some games from week 1, give you my new power rankings, and yeah, later.